everybody. Welcome to The Real, where our passion is
helping you find your way home.
So why not let love guide you? I'm Charity Morris.
And I am Michelle Thayer, and we are on take 2 of getting back to it.
Getting back to the groove of things.
Yes.
Because for the first time, my lovely husband, last time we did this, was not able to be here, which... That's fine, but I didn't push a button, so we could not do any of our fun edits that all of you guys have grown to know and love. So
basically, we did it wrong.
Yeah. That's to put it the blunt way.
We did it wrong.
Put it Michelle's way. We were all the way in the wrong.
Exactly. But you know what? It was a learning experience.
It was a learning curve.
And you know what? I mean, Sean really has no one to blame but himself. He left us to our own devices.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Don't ever leave me and Michelle to our own devices.
No.
Although we're back at it again.
We're going to try this
all
again.
by ourselves.
Exactly.
This time we're going to make it happen, Cap.
Yeah.
Because it's the right way.
It is.
The phone is the right way.
The phone is the right way. We're recording the right way. We have all of our ducks in a row. Whatever.
as much in a row as they're going to be with these two ladies.
Right?
Oh, speaking of ducks, I heard a random saying today that I actually really like, and I think I want to incorporate it into more areas of my life. I learned it at my through one of my praise people at the church. He says, "Be a swan," and I said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "They're calm on the top, but underneath that water, they're just a paddling away."
Yeah, I've heard that with and that use duck. Be like a duck, just nice and smooth across the water on top, but paddling like crazy underneath.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be smooth on top. We're gonna be swans and ducks over here.
Exactly. I just got a bunch of wild chickens running around.
Michelle's like, forget the ducks. I got the chicks.
The duck that I have on my pond is a decoy.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Exactly, and it stays there all year. His name is Milo.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, his name is Milo.
We have a pair of ducks that comes to our pond by our house. We lovingly named them Stella and Steve because it's a boy and a girl. I know by the colors, but they come back every spring.
Oh, that's nice.
They haven't come back yet this year, but yeah, Stella and Steve, they come and visit us, and then kids in the neighborhood scare them off, and then we don't see them again for another year. But
but that's how you got to be.
Yes.
So when we had originally done this last week, so the whole point of last week a little bit was us getting back into our groove. We took a little hiatus after the Christmas season because, as you so
Christmas
poignantly
and the New
stated,
Year and the
life
Valentine's.
was lifing.
Yes, life was lifing. Life is still lifing, but we're just getting better at handling the lifing.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are going to be okay.
That's happening.
Yes.
Yeah. We're prioritizing some things.
Yeah, prioritizing, and
that's big for both of us this year.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a meeting earlier today, and I started to say New Year's resolution, but it's like, no, because I gave up New Year's resolutions because there's just something that I'm going to throw in the trash can in March.
Yeah.
So it's more about setting intentions.
Yes.
Not necessarily because while you want to reach your goals, setting intentions, doing your best, you're not failing no matter how little progress you make. You're still making progress.
Right. Exactly.
So, yes. So being more intentional, being more specific, those priorities. And so as life was lifing, we needed to kind of pull back on a few things. And we decided we weren't going to do anything halfway, so it was better to take a break, do the things that we needed to deal with life and its lifingness, and just make it up for us.
Because that was another thing we said that we didn't get to capture in the video, but another saying, we plan, God laughs.
I used that this morning too.
Did you? I love that. It's so true though, because we can plan for all of the things and all of these, shiny objects, like you pointed out on the back of your phone too. Like there's all these shiny objects that are catching our attention, but we can plan, and God's like, well, that's not what I had in store for you, so you can just rearrange this too.
Right. And you know what? And so that goes into a little bit of some of the stuff that I was looking at today as far as distractions and priorities and planning and things like that. And yes, so we have our plan.
Mm-hmm.
God has his plan.
Mm-hmm.
The universe has its plan, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to some things, you do have to have somewhat of a plan. You
Right.
have to know what's going on. You have to know, you have to have an end goal. You have to have
Right.
something.
What are you trying to
Yeah.
achieve at the end
Yes.
of whatever these plans are,
Exactly.
ultimately?
Exactly.
What's going to get you there
Right.
in the best way?
And I think what kind of ends up happening is what we may think our plan is, or how we're going to get to that end goal,
Yeah.
whether it's in our business, our personal life, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is down there. The big picture is there at the end, but how we're getting there. And I think that's when God laughs at us. Like, oh, that's how you think you're going to get there.
Right.
Not so much.
You don't really need this, that, and everything else in between.
Mhm.
Let's focus on what we do have, which I feel like you and I did a lot of conversing about in the last couple of months that we have taken our little hiatus from these podcasts, is just what are the things that we would really love to see work for us, and what are the things that we already have at our fingertips to utilize to get to the same goals without spending extra time learning something or extra money paying for something, more prioritizing utilizing the things that are already available to us on a regular basis.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit last week when before we so rudely messed up everything, fudged up, whatever. Yes, we were talking about accountability, and we had that one, and how things come to pass, and bad days, and how we pivot and we rethink things.
That was a big thing for me, because every week we have our accountability group that we meet with, which I missed this accountability thing.
I know.
You serious?
We planned, God laughs. Like, I had other things happening.
I was 10 minutes late, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Charity's probably on. And I'm like, I went.
Well, I'm glad you won. High five to you, right? Truly. You did a wonderful job. I'm proud of you, Michelle. In our accountability meetings, there was this one specific thing that I kept saying, I need to get started with this. I need to get this organized. I need to get on here and really start utilizing it. And it was almost like a stress point. It was just like, because I'm not doing this right now. Now I'm stressed even more. Instead of just, you made it so much simpler for me to just take a step back and wait a minute, Charity. Like, just because you're not doing this particular thing doesn't mean you're not working your business. Working your business or touching your business daily doesn't have to look like this platform only.
Right.
You know, and you don't have to pay money to touch your business daily. You just need to make sure that you're taking a little bit of that time to focus on it, and it will eventually work itself out. Right.
And we do. We stress ourselves into a corner. We worry ourselves into a corner. You know, and especially and we pay for it. Yeah, literally, we pay for it.
Yeah,
take my money. There you go.
Take my money, so I can be stressed out even more about the fact that I don't know how to use this program or platform.
And just like the one video that we had done, breaking down what it is really like to be a realtor and all the things that we have to pay for and the things that we choose to do.
Right.
But why are we adding more to our plate if it's not necessary? And I think that, and you know, sometimes things seem like a good idea at the time.
It sounded like a wonderful thing.
It did.
Shiny object.
And I did the same thing. I was like, this is going to be great. This is going to help me be organized. And we're going to be able to, you know, have a better flow of everything. And I'll have everything all in one place. This was a CRM system, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to, and it just became more than I can see the value of it, but I'm not there yet.
Right.
And it was
I need to get these ducks in a row before I go adding another bit to my flock.
Right, exactly. exactly. And
Yeah.
it was a realization that I had to have
Mhm.
that was like, okay, you know what? It's okay that I'm not here yet, or that this isn't right for my business at this point
Right.
in time. And it may never be. It may not be anything that
But
I
that
ever
was a
realize.
huge realization that you brought me to be able to see too.
And yeah, and so when we were talking and you were like, I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, I got this. I know the answer to this one. I
We
said
can breathe together and figure this out.
Exactly,
Yes. That's what
exactly.
made me feel so much better about it, because I was literally like, Michelle, everybody's leaving me behind.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I can't get on this thing and get
Mm-hmm.
this organization down or make it work for me the way that I was envisioning.
Right.
And that was the thing, is if I have to make
Okay.
something work for me, then it's not something that needs to be on the top of my priority list.
Mm-hmm.
I need to really sit back and know these are the things that I already have that are free to me, or even if I'm paying for it. There's a lot of different resources that we have available in our my
Within
resource.
that, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. I mean, Google is a wonderful thing. There's so much stuff
There's
within
so many
Gmail
things.
and Google and whatever.
There was no need for me to stress out making something work when I already had all these other things
Mm-hmm.
in a row that I just simply need to take 30 minutes a day to say, okay, let me organize through this process.
Yep.
Now because eventually, the 400, 500 emails that I have in there, if I just take 30 minutes every day to clear them out, eventually they'll get down lower.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
it's just taking the time to do that. And like you said before, on the phone to me, and even in this podcast, just taking the time to touch the business and work your business the way that you need to.
Right.
For yourself.
I had in between our last one that y'all didn't see, and this one, I went to church with my mom last week, and there was something that was talked about there, and it really kind of tied into some of the stuff we've been talking about, and it's about being busy or being productive.
Ooh.
And there's a difference.
There is.
And we run around all the time thinking that if we're running, and we've always got papers going, and we've got programs going, and we've got this going, if we're busy, we're doing something.
Right.
When in all actuality, we just spent 3 hours doing absolutely nothing.
Right. You got nothing accomplished.
You got nothing accomplished, exactly, except frustration.
Yeah, frustration and stress.
The bump on my forehead from being against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have some other colleagues that has mentioned that before too, about, stop saying you're busy, because if you're busy, people don't want to talk to you.
Right. They don't want to interfere in your already too busy lifestyle.
Yeah. Do you have time for me? You're that busy. You really don't have time for me. And I don't ever want people to think that, because while I may have to schedule things, or I may have to rework some things, that's fine. But I don't ever want to be too busy.
Right.
But that was a big thing. And dealing with that program or whatever the case may be, it was busyness, which was keeping us away from
the other things.
And some of the things that I have come up with or come across in the last couple weeks, like I want to say like the last 3 weeks, that I really kind of honed into this: stop with the busy, stop with the stuff that isn't serving you, stop with the things that are not progressing your business, is not helping your clients, is not helping the public at large. Stop.
Right.
Just clear out the BS.
Right.
And I think it takes a lot to be able to realize that a lot of it is BS.
Yeah.
It is. And it's okay if you got a lot of BS.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to prioritize self in some of these situations, in a lot of these situations. Like that was another thing that you gave me a huge sense of relief on, was that I don't have to just, oh, my phone's ringing, I have to answer it right now. Or, oh, this person needs to see this house, so I need to schedule it right now for in 2 hours from now. No,
boundaries.
You have to have boundaries in order to stick to your priorities and make the plans that you are trying to make happen, whether they be tomorrow or further down the line, actually happen.
Exactly. And like we were saying too, how much more professional do you feel? And are you putting out there that other people see us as, okay, you know what? All right, we can do this tomorrow, or she takes calls at such and such, or returns calls at such and such, and things like that. It is a way of doing your business. It is a way of creating prosperity going forward. So
I actually used that this past weekend too. I had
Yeah.
a showing at my at the commercial property that I have for lease right now, and met with the lady,
which is a really shameless plug, really great commercial property in downtown Richmond. You've got to love it. Go ahead.
You check it out, please. But yeah, I had a meeting with her, did a whole showing with her and her husband and family, and she loved the space. But this was at 6:30 at night, so I'm already cutting into my time at home with my children. I have 2 young children at home. I have a husband. I have animals in a household that I need to take care of. Those are my first priorities. But I had scheduled this out like a week and a half before
so you knew
going,
it was coming.
so I already knew it was coming. And then after showing her the property, I was there for probably about an hour, showing her the whole office space, just giving her a feel for everything, chatting things over, doing some negotiations, and left. And my client ended up calling me at like 8 or a little after 8 o'clock at night, and I didn't answer the phone because it was like, okay, I have already taken an extra 2 hours out of my day that normally I would have been home with my family, making them dinner, getting things prepared for their school day the next day, going over homework with them. I am not going to take this phone call right now.
No, sir, not me.
Because it's not part of my priorities right now. And it was fine. He called me the next day.
Yeah.
And in the morning time during business hours.
Yeah.
And I had no issue with answering the phone and being able to have a very good, understanding conversation.
You were
working things out.
You were in that moment.
I was in that mindset at that time.
Yep.
If I would have answered the phone at 8 o'clock at night,
This isn't over until I say it's over!
I would have been all frazzled because I'm now back home with my family trying to get my kids ready for school the next day. And so I really took that seriously when you were saying, like, you don't have to do that. You need to prioritize self too and really think about, is this necessary for me to take? Is it an emergency? Are they going to die if you don't pick up the phone right now?
Exactly.
No, they're not going to.
One, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone.
So, and it worked.
Yes, it does.
And I felt so much better the next day having the conversation at 9:30 in the morning versus 8:30 at night the night before.
We literally have a code in my family because I come from a large family of self-employed people, or they're office clients or different things like that. And so we can't always answer the phone. So like when my aunt calls me, she knows that I'm not always going to be answering the phone, or my mom or my sister or vice versa, and all these different things.
Yeah.
So if somebody calls, and we call it the bat signal, if somebody calls and it's like, okay, I can't right now.
Right.
And they call right back, it's an emergency.
Right.
Because they know if I declined it, I'm in something.
Right.
And it goes for everybody. The same holds true. If somebody declined it and didn't answer it right now, if I'm calling you right back, your head better be ready to fall off the top of your neck, because this better be an emergency. This is an emergency.
Yeah.
And it's priorities. And because everybody knows,
right.
You're self-employed, you're with clients, you're on marketing. So it's okay to do that.
I like that little code. If I don't answer the first time, if it's an emergency, call me right back.
Yep, call it the bat signal.
Yeah, I like that. I have to incorporate that as my children get older, going into the different things that they're
Well, you know where it all started? Actually, when my sister and I were little, and my mom worked evenings at Myers, and there's 6 years between my sister and I, and so I was at home, taking care of. And back then you didn't have answering machines and cell phones and all that kind of stuff.
No.
So my mom was always, don't answer the phone. I don't care, don't answer the phone. If I'm calling you, I will call, let it ring once, hang up, and call back, and then you'll know it's me. And you answer the phone. And that kind of came to be.
Just carried into
and now it's just kind of, it's the bat signal.
I love that. I love that idea. I think that's amazing. Truly. I think that's a good idea.
So, you got to have your things. You got to have your stuff. So when we were talking about different things and kind of trying to bring this all back to, we are realtors and we want to serve buyers and sellers. But part of this too, like we were saying last week, that I think this podcast we really wanted to get back to it because as much as we want to make sure that we are informing the public and bringing entertainment to the public, helping our buyers and sellers and those types of things, it helps us because we're bouncing things off. It's our own little recorded.
Yeah, I can go back and say, oh, that's what Michelle said. That made a lot of sense that I wanted to remember.
Yeah, or just the back and forth.
Yeah.
And so it's become very important to us, and hopefully it's helping somebody else because some of these things I think can be applied to all different things in
all
your
different
life.
aspects. It's not just realtors. We all need to prioritize ourselves and the things that we have going on in our lives by order of importance.
And I think the thing that sometimes people miss, and it took a very long time for me to learn this, is that by prioritizing yourself and your family and, prioritizing everything in general, you have the orders of importance and things like that. Whatever your business is, whatever your profession is, it makes you that much better. Because you're not scatterbrained. You're not thinking about, oh my God, did I remember to take something out for dinner tonight? Or what is the girls' cheer tonight?
I was just going to say that. Oh my gosh, when I was the cheer coach for the kids, there were times where I was, doing closings or like getting close to closings and clients would call and I was not in my prioritizing mental space. So it was, I got to answer the phone right now because this client could leave tomorrow if I don't.
Right.
I should have realized we've got contracts. These contracts last so long.
Right. Your brain is just going.
It's just going. I just trying to be the best realtor, but I ended up a lot of times just being defeated and depleted at the end of that because I wasn't focusing my attention where it needed to be at that time. Those clients' phone calls could have waited till the next day during business hours when I had time to just focus on those calls.
Right. But you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And and there's going to be times, no matter how much we prioritize, no matter how much we put things together, no matter what systems there's going to be times when when we get in a busy season of real estate, it's like boom, 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 boom.
It's go time.
But when you know that is a temporary state, that's not going to last.
Right.
That there is, I'm going to be able to take a breath at the end of this. But those seasons are coming and you've done all of this other time prioritizing yourself, your family, getting things set up. It makes those times easier so that we can deal with all of these crazy buyers and sellers that we have to deal with. Because I don't want to say have to deal with because it really is a pleasure to deal with.
Absolutely.
Most of them.
Right. We don't want to scare anybody off from working with Michelle or I.
But I think I do
enjoy the job that we do, and we do want to attract more buyers and sellers in general. However, it is incredibly important that, like you said a couple minutes ago, we have to prioritize ourselves and the things we have going on in order to provide the best service that we can for buyers or sellers. Because if we don't, we're just going to be a bunch of scatterbrains. We're no longer going to be the swans or the ducks in the pond.
Exactly. It's going to be
the chicken running around.
The chicken running around, or the decoy duck. The headless chicken. Exactly. I'm even talking about headless chicken right now. I know. But so with all of that, I was kind of going through some of the messages and emails and a few other things, and we were talking about priorities and things like that. So I thought that we could touch on, because this is to help our buyers and sellers as well, the 5 biggest distractions for buyers and sellers in the home buying and selling process.
Oh,
I know.
Looking at them right now.
I know.
Like, I like these.
I know, right? And and when you're looking at them, you can think of a moment when all of these have happened to us with a client at one time or another. Shiny object syndrome.
Yes, ma'am. That's what it is.
Yeah, and for your buyers, that is getting caught up in all of the, oh my gosh, that is so cool, and I would love to have, but it's not realistic.
No.
And it doesn't fit their budget or their needs.
That's what I was just going to say. It needs to be like, have a conversation, communicate with your agent right from the very beginning, your must-haves and your not at all interested. And don't look at anything else. Like, don't just, this brand new shiny thing that is, $200,000 bigger than my budget. Let's go check this out.
Yeah, well, let's not even look at those things that are way above your budget.
Really?
But it is easy, you know, you're kind of scrolling through and like, oh, well, that's pretty shiny. That's, you know, we're people. We're going to look. But be able to pull back.
Yeah.
And that type scenario. And then this is a really good one, too. The second one for the buyers. I love this. Paralysis by analysis.
Yes.
Because we've all had those clients and we know people. And it's, in some instances, being that analytical can be a good thing. But you can't overthink every little detail.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure.
Because whenever you do get into a home, you're naturally going to make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
So things like the color of the paint in the living room that you despise so much should not affect the decision on whether or not the home is overall a part of what you really want or your must-have.
Stop it. Get some help.
That, and then the other thing that comes with that is getting too many people's opinions.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't care what Aunt Karen has to say about what this house is.
Aunt Karen buying this house?
Exactly. Is Aunt Karen buying this house?
Shut up!
Putting down the down payment?
Exactly. And everybody has an opinion. And it's okay to have an opinion, but you don't need it. You don't need to voice it. You don't need to go look for it.
Right.
Yeah, please.
You need to realize that you and your family are buying this house. How is this house going to serve you? How is this property going to, how are you seeing yourself in this? If you're looking at everybody, you'll get, you go looking around long enough and you'll find enough naysayers to talk you right out of something that could be the perfect house for
looking for dirt, you're going to get dirty.
Exactly. If you're looking for something bad, you look hard enough, you're eventually going to find it.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's waiting for perfect too. Spoiler alert.
No such thing. We've had that conversation so many times in these different podcasts. There is no such thing as perfection. Only progress, right? So we continue practicing what we do to progress in our business
and so when you're out looking for, you've got, like you're talking about the list of the must-haves and the wants. Okay, so why is this on the must-have and what is it about? And what is on the wants that, okay, we can play with a little bit. We can stretch those boundaries. We can, you know, like I was talking to somebody earlier where they were like, absolutely about having a 2-car attached garage because da-da-da-da, and that's fine. That's what you want. Okay, is that a necessity? Because in the area that you're looking in, that 2-car
with a pole barn,
or pole barn, or a 1-car attached garage with a pole barn or a large shed in the back. What are you using this for? You know, is that going to be the difference between you being able to be in the area that you want to be in? Because you've got area, price, garage as your must-haves. Well, your price is what it is.
It says right here we have $401,000.
Jackpot.
You missed it.
That says you have a 401k account.
Right.
I can't stretch that.
Right.
There's a lot I can do, but I can't stretch
definitive.
that.
That's what you can afford. It's what you're pre-approved for. Yeah.
You're gonna cry in the car.
So looking for perfection, you know, look for, and sometimes I find that a lot of times people, they walk into the house and they know. They just know.
Yeah.
And then there's other times that they walk in the house and they know, nope, this ain't it.
There's been times where I've walked into clients' houses and I'm looking at like different houses for my clients and I'm looking at their must-haves and their wants and I'm like, this fits every single bill for you guys. And they're like, nope, absolutely not interested at all.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So it's
really, and you're looking at it logically going, check 1, check 2, check 3, check. Did I miss? Is there something? What did I miss?
Yeah.
You know, and I've had people say, you know what? I walked in and I just it didn't feel. You know, or I looked and it's like, it just didn't. Okay, you know what? If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. Yeah,
absolutely. And you don't want to. This is the biggest purchase anybody's going to make in their life is their home. So I definitely would not rush into that decision. And if you walk into a house and you're like, nope, this ain't it, then let it just not be it. Don't continue looking through the house, and if that's not it, it's not it. Moving on.
Exactly, because
one that you need will come to you.
Yeah, you're not going to fit that square peg in that round hole. It's just not going to work. No, no.
It's going to waste your time and
and
frustrate yourself.
over on the seller side, and we've talked about this lots of times, and I can't over stress it enough. Overpricing your home and ignoring the market conditions. The market, your house is worth exactly what somebody's going to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
And
just because you have put 30 years worth of work and you repainted this room and you added this little closet space or whatever the heck you may have done does not mean that your 1,500 square foot home is this much more worth this 1,500 square foot home in the same area. Like, it is what it is.
And that's one of the most important things that a realtor brings to the table. There is nothing wrong with people doing for sale by owner. If you can do it, then God bless you, and more power to you, and pass the deck of cards. I mean, it's great. That's great. And some people can, and it's great. They have the fortitude to do it and all of that. Okay. But there is no price on emotional attachment and memory.
No. You cannot be for real. Oh my God, you for real. No, you for fake. No, you for real. You lying. You not.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what a realtor brings to the game with that, is because I don't have any emotional attachment to your house. I don't have any memories. Do I have them to my house? Oh yes, my house is worth $5 million.
Got him! Got him!
Right.
It is worth $5 million.
That's how much it's worth.
Exactly.
It's mine.
Okay.
And I've got memory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. But having that impartial person that is looking at the market, that is out there seeing what's for sale and what people are looking for and what people are willing to pay for, and because a lot of people are willing to pay extra for all of the shiny new appliances and the redone kitchen and all of that. And some people are like, well, I can go buy the one down the street that's got the outdated kitchen for $30,000 less, and I can make it exactly what I want because I really don't like that color.
It's true.
Right.
But it's tile, and I don't want to pull that tile off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So having that person that can come in and say, and you have to be, if you're selling your house, you have to be open to that. You have to be able to understand that we're here to help you understand that there is no price.
Right.
There is no price. You cannot, and the memories come with you.
You can list your house for $5 million, but how it's going to sit on the market for
exactly
the next 25 years.
Oh, come on!
Exactly.
Your contract will be beyond expired by the time it sells.
Till I dig up gold in my backyard.
Maybe a nice little oil well back
I
there.
know, right? So it all boils down to whether you're buying, you're selling, you own a business, you're a realtor, you're an independent contractor, solopreneur, whatever you want to call it. All of the priorities and distractions in life, you have to get them all together and put them in a nice little ball. I like to stuff things in a box and just push them way, way down. Put another box on top of them.
I just want to crumple it up and get rid of it. I can't. I have too many mountainous rugs in my life. Everything just sweep it under there. Nobody will know. No more mountain rugs over this here. We're throwing them out, burning them, getting rid of them.
So it is. It's a process.
Yes.
It's a process.
Priorities are a process.
It is. And busyness serves nobody.
No.
Not having a plan, because if you have a plan, you can pivot.
Right. Yep.
And yes, I know God laughs, but it's a plan to get to someplace. Okay.
Right.
You can't walk around.
You can't just walk around willy-nilly and just do whatever. Yeah. No. Understandable.
Right.
You should definitely try and plan for where you want to be in life.
And
be able to pivot, like you just said.
Exactly. And I think
it doesn't go your way.
Right. And I think that's a big thing, is that people look at, people talk about making plans and having goals and all that, and those are all good things, but they plan next week, or they plan the trip next month, but they don't look at the plan 5 years from now.
Right.
And all of these things have to add up to get you there.
Right.
Whether you're buying a house, selling a house, owning a business, whatever. So if you know what you want that to look like down there, way past there, now it helps you make those decisions now, because now you have something to gauge it up against. Does this serve my purpose, or is this busy work?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I
feel very profound today.
I love it. I'm just like taking it all in.
I feel
like,
very profound today. I don't know why.
I love it. I love it.
Why?
It's so necessary, though.
Do you know how you get all of this wisdom? Lots of mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, practice does not make perfection. It makes progress. So you're learning as you go, and mistakes are just ways that we get to those goals eventually.
Exactly.
If you don't make any mistakes, you ain't gonna learn nothing.
Nope. I saw a sign today, and I've seen it. I know how to talk. I have seen it several times. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn.
Oh, I like that. It's not about losing.
No, and it's not about mistakes. They're not mistakes, they're lessons.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep getting the same lessons until we learn it.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
I think we have given them some wonderful things to think on today.
And hopefully we gave
been quite profound.
We gave Sean some good fodder for some funnies, because that should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Now that
and this time the camera's the right way.
Exactly.
So.
Oh my God! Wow!
So we will be back next week.
Yes.
Hopefully you will tune in. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Real Podcast Gals. Yes. And we will continue to be putting it out on Facebook, YouTube, and coming up with more real topics.
Yes.
If you have something that you want to know about,
yes,
a topic, a question,
coming.
whatever, no such thing as a stupid question. And we'll do our best to come up with something.
Yeah.
And it might even be true.
Might be true.
Might be helpful.
But it might even be true, but it will definitely be entertaining.
Might even be helpful. Even if you're like, I ain't doing that.
Right. Well, you never know. It could help you out.
See?
Try it. Why not, right?
Yep.
In the meantime, we are real. I'm Charity Morris.
And I am Michelle Thayer.
Our passion is
helping you find your way home.
So why not let love guide you?
You guys have a great day, and be kind.
Yes, always. Bye, guys.
Bye.